where your journey to a healthier, stronger, and more vibrant you begins today. A new crisis is unfolding in Central Europe. Foot and mouth disease, FMD, a highly contagious and dangerous viral disease, is spreading rapidly through Hungary and Germany in 2025. The livestock industry in both countries is on high alert as officials scramble to control the outbreak before it devastates farming and trade. In today's video, we're diving deep into what foot and mouth disease is, how it spreads, and why this outbreak in Europe is more serious than it might seem. Stay tuned as we uncover the hidden risks and the actions being taken to control the 2025 crisis. 1. What is foot and mouth disease, FMD? Foot and mouth disease is a viral infection that affects cloven-hoofed animals, such as cattle, pigs, sheep, goats, and deer. The disease causes fever, blisters in the mouth, on the feet, and on other parts of the body, leading to painful lesions and significant discomfort. FMD is highly contagious, spreading easily between animals through direct contact, aerosol transmission, contaminated feed, and equipment. While the disease does not pose a direct threat to humans, its impact on the agricultural sector is devastating. The situation is fluid, and as of now, the infection zones have been identified in specific regions within these countries. Emergency measures, such as quarantines, movement restrictions, and vaccination programs, are in place to control the outbreak. The spread of foot and mouth disease is incredibly rapid and efficient. It can be transmitted through a variety of pathways. The most common way the virus spreads is through direct contact with infected animals, but it can also spread through respiratory droplets, making it airborne. FMD can survive for days or even weeks in contaminated feed, water, or on equipment. This means that even indirect contact with an infected animal or object can lead to the transmission of the disease. The use of transportation vehicles, clothing, and shoes can also play a role in the spread of the virus, further complicating efforts to control its transmission. 4. The economic impact of FMD in Central Europe. The economic consequences of an FMD outbreak are profound. Hungary and Germany are two of the largest agricultural producers in Central Europe, and their livestock industries are crucial to the economy. The spread of FMD can lead to the culling of thousands of infected animals, which not only causes direct financial loss, but also disrupts trade. Many countries around the world have strict regulations on the importation of animal products from regions affected by FMD. This means that the disease could lead to export bans and a drop in livestock prices, harming farmers and businesses in the agriculture and food processing sectors. Moreover, the tourism industry could be impacted as well, as restrictions on livestock movement and the risk of disease spread may discourage international visitors. In countries like Germany, where livestock is an essential part of rural tourism, the crisis could also affect local economies that rely on agricultural events and tourism. 5. The impact on public health and food security. While FMD does not affect humans directly, it poses a major threat to food security and public health indirectly. The culling of infected animals can disrupt the food supply, especially for countries that rely heavily on domestic livestock for meat and dairy products. In addition, there may be concerns over the quality and safety of animal products that are not properly managed during outbreaks. Though FMD does not affect human health, people can inadvertently become carriers of the virus by handling contaminated animals or materials. Public health authorities are urging farmers and workers in affected areas to adopt strict hygiene measures to prevent the virus from spreading to other regions. 6. Emergency measures and containment strategies. Both Hungary and Germany have enacted a series of emergency measures to contain the outbreak of foot and mouth disease. These measures include quarantine zones. Specific regions affected by the outbreak have been placed under strict quarantine to prevent the movement of livestock. Culling infected animals. Infected animals, along with those in close proximity, are being culled to limit the spread of the disease. This measure is painful but necessary to prevent a larger-scale disaster. Disinfection protocols. Farms and vehicles that may have been exposed to the virus are undergoing intense disinfection to prevent further transmission. Vaccination programs. While no vaccine is currently available for humans, there are vaccines for livestock. Authorities in Hungary and Germany are rolling out these vaccines to prevent further outbreaks in unaffected areas. Movement restrictions. Movement restrictions are being placed on livestock and livestock products to prevent infected animals from reaching other regions. 7. The role of international support in controlling the outbreak. Given the potential for the outbreak to spread beyond Hungary and Germany, international cooperation is essential in managing this crisis. The European Union and global organizations like the World Organization for Animal Health (OIE) are providing expertise, resources, and financial support to help both countries combat the outbreak. Additionally, neighboring countries are working together to implement surveillance systems and prevent cross-border transmission of the virus. The European Commission has activated emergency funds to support affected regions and ensure the food safety of livestock and agricultural products. International trade policies may also be adjusted to help mitigate the impact of potential export bans. 8. The future of the FMD outbreak. What's at stake? As the situation develops, the focus will shift to how well Hungary and Germany can control the outbreak and prevent further spread. Experts predict that outbreaks in other parts of Europe and the world are possible, especially if the virus mutates or spreads through migratory birds. The global agricultural community must remain vigilant in its efforts to prevent animal diseases from becoming pandemics. Effective surveillance and rapid response mechanisms will be key to avoiding future outbreaks. In addition, research into vaccine development and more efficient containment strategies must be prioritized to help prevent outbreaks of foot and mouth disease in the future. Scientists and health officials are working together to ensure that the world is better prepared for the next agricultural crisis. 9. How you can help and stay prepared. While authorities and experts are doing everything they can to control the outbreak of foot and mouth disease in Central Europe, there are steps that individuals, especially those involved in agriculture, can take to help limit the spread of the virus. Farmers, livestock handlers, and veterinarians must be especially diligent in adhering to the measures set forth by health and agricultural authorities. Follow local guidelines. If you live in or around an affected area, it's essential to follow any quarantine orders, travel restrictions, and health advisories. Avoid moving livestock unless absolutely necessary. Disinfect equipment and vehicles. Since the virus can spread through contaminated equipment or vehicles, ensuring that all tools, transport vehicles, and boots are properly disinfected is crucial. Report unusual symptoms. If you notice any symptoms of foot and mouth disease among livestock, immediately report them to local authorities. Early detection is critical for containment. Educate others. Share information about FMD and how it spreads within your community to raise awareness and prevent unintentional transmission. For those who are not in direct contact with livestock, staying informed about global agricultural health and following government guidelines is essential. Understanding the wider impacts of such outbreaks, such as food shortages or disruptions in trade, can help individuals and families prepare for any indirect consequences. As the situation unfolds, the collective effort of governments, organizations, and individuals will be key in overcoming this crisis. Let's all play a part in stopping the spread of foot and mouth disease. Conclusion: what you need to know. The foot and mouth disease outbreak in Hungary and Germany is a reminder of how quickly animal diseases can spread, and the severe consequences they can have on both the agricultural industry and the economy. It's important to stay informed about the situation and to understand the risks involved in such outbreaks. As always, keeping good hygiene practices and staying updated on the latest information from health authorities can help prevent further spread. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update on important health and global crises. Stay safe, stay informed, and we'll keep you posted on developments.